America. I've been coming here for 14 years now, and I keep being drawn back. What can I say? This is where I spend every spring, and for me, this is a reward for all the hard work during the season. You get to come here and get the best turns of your life. For me, it's just as satisfying being in front of the camera or behind the camera. You know, when you nail that shot, there's stoke all the way around.
There's the pressure of skiers skiing the line well, then there's a huge pressure on the camera guys to capture it. Because if you have a little bit of the wrong angle or a little bit of the wrong camera move, something really steep doesn't look that steep. There's so many ways to shoot a shot, and there's huge pressure. And I almost feel more pressure as a cameraman than as a skier, because you got to, everybody expects you to get it right. You're just the camera guy.
Yeah, you kind of have one chance up here, and I think that's something with ski and snowboard photography that's kind of unique. Once the guy goes, there's a track in it and everything changes. You've got one chance to get it, and you got to get it right the first time.
Experience plays a huge role. It just has to come together from all different angles, and so the only way you learn is trial and error, and we've certainly blown it enough times to finally know how to get it right.
So quite a bit goes into producing some of these heli shoots. You land in a zone, you got to pull the doors off the helicopter. That's kind of the starting point. We're just putting in some daisies here for our anchor points so we can lean out of the side of the heli. Try and chase these guys down the mountain. It's a pressure pack situation. It's pretty intense. You've got a lot of things going on at one time, a lot of moving parts.
I'm trusting the cameraman to, have their gear locked down, have themselves locked down so that nothing's going to fly out of the aircraft, especially them. And there's really a lot of communication that goes into how to line up these shots and how to fly the helicopter so that we keep the athlete in the camera's lens the whole time. Sometimes the camera guys, they want you just to descend down the run with the skier, and we can't really do that. That's why in ski films you see that spiraling aerial view, and that's because that's the only way that we can keep the skier in frame.
You forget where you are. I mean, you get so focused in on the shot and stuff that you forget you're hanging out of a helicopter, pulling a couple G's, going sideways a couple thousand feet off the ground. Then you pull the camera away at the end of the shot and you're like, whoa, look where I am. This is ridiculous.
Well, it's actually clearing up. Late evening sesh here, and we're going to bring an extra camera in the field. We got a couple of objectives picked out, so we've been looking at Bellringer. It's sort of a complicated, the hardest part is probably just getting there, so that's where Zach comes in. He's been getting us just about anywhere we want to go.
There's a lot of variables when we try to do toe-ins, getting you guys out safely so that we can make something beautiful happen.
My primary concern is just getting out. I want to have two hands on the basket.
Yep.
So I'm going to have two hands on the basket, and once I feel that I'm solidly planted on the ground, that's when you would put your camera down and hand me my skis.
This is the real deal. This is full-on Alaskan big mountain filming. It's going to be an experience.
Hard to beat the sound of the heli start. Here we go, boys.
You can see Bellringer just coming into the light right now. Obviously the biggest challenge is going to be getting on top. Sounds like Zach's game, so I'm going to give it a go. One of the few times I'm glad to not be in your shoes. And Wissman loves saying, oh, I wish I were you, I wish I were you. Until I have to step out onto a 2-foot by 3-foot piece of snow.
Bellringer is one of these toe-in areas where there is a 1,000-foot cliff on the other side. The toe-in landing is a landing where the helicopter comes in and it doesn't sit completely on the ground. We basically use the front of the skid as a pivot point, and the rest of the helicopter is typically airborne, so most of the aircraft is hovering.
That one had my heart thumping. It was, big cliff on the backside and about 3 feet of real estate to work with, and we were 2 of us. Coulter was stepping out, and I was like, I wanted to give him some extra room, but I was like, this is all I got, man. You got to just snuggle up, and we kind of huddled there, and then the bird pulled away, and it was just totally quiet, totally pristine.
It's kind of funny, Reggie, because for some reason, every time I come out with you, it's the best day of my life. I'm not even kidding.
Well,
best days ever.
My
Skiing
best
with Reggie.
My best days ever too. So enjoy.
Come around to the other side. Come out so I can see your face tonight. Don't let the fire die. Don't let the sparks go out behind your eyes. The night is young, dear, so won't you come out here? The night is young, dear, so just take my hand and let's go now.
One thing to ski a first ascent, but it's an entirely different matter to actually produce it, capture it on film, because there's so many moving parts and anybody could blow it. The photographer could blow it, the pilot could blow it, I could blow it, but then when it all comes together and you nail it, then that's when we're smiling.